Hello everybody, back here again for another vlog a day. Today is Wednesday the 27th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning, fairly decent time frame. Got up with the dog outside, got her taken care of, jumped in the hot tub for a little bit. My wife got off to work without issue, everything was smooth for her. Had a couple of things going on around the house here, nothing too major, just kind of chilling out in the morning, waiting for, I don't know, the day to get started, lack of a better term. So had a few things to take care of. I was going to run up to Costco, but Costco doesn't open until 10. I got a dog that's going to be dropped off today between 11 and 1, which is a bit of a big gap. But if I get there at Costco at 10, I assume it's going to be a madhouse, then best case scenario, I'm in another 35 minutes usually. So like it's probably going to be 45 minutes to an hour, which will put me at 11. And then it's half an hour drive home. So if they're wanting to drop the dog off right at 11, I won't be able to do that. So I reached out to the owner, sent him a text going, hey, is there any way I can have you drop off closer to noon 1? Or, can I pick the dog up at your office? Just my thought was, I was like, just run home, and instead of getting the dog and bringing it to me, take the dog back to your office, which she does often, and I'll stop by there and grab her on the way here. So didn't hear from her, so hadn't heard anything all morning. Sent another text, still didn't hear nothing. So decided I'd go ahead and just actually call her, because it was getting that time frame where I needed to take off and go to Costco. If I was going to get there on time, maybe I'll get back at all. And I didn't want to wait till the dog got here and then go, because I figured it'd be a madhouse later in the day. So I wanted to get there as soon as possible or skip it completely. So talked to her, and she goes, yeah, it works fine. Just let me know when you get back. And I said, well, I can stop by the office, pick her up. She goes, yeah, but she's not with me. She's at home right now. And I'm like, yes, but I know you got to wait for somebody to come in the office to relieve you. It's her own company, whatnot and stuff. So they just fired somebody recently, so she's now answering all the phones. And I'm like, so if they get there before then, just go grab her, and then on your way back to the office, call me. And then if I get back in town before then, I'll come pick her up at your office. And she's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So I was like, cool. Headed up north to head up to Costco. Reached out to my wife one last time and said, hey, do you want to pick up like a pumpkin pie? And I was going to pick up a pecan also, because I knew she wanted a pecan, or I want the pecan especially. And she said she was going to Publix today, so that while I'll save her the hassle after work having to go. And she said, no, I already got the pecan pie yesterday. I'm like, what? She goes, yeah, I already got it yesterday. I'm like, why? And I'm like, you didn't tell me that. I'm like, I probably wouldn't have went up here to Costco. I was mostly going for the pecan pie and save you the trip to Publix. And I'd rather go to Costco where the pies are twice the size for the same price. So, and I know they're good. I'm not sure if Publix pecan pie is any good or not, but, and she said, that's fine. And because we're going to eat with some of her family, she said she wanted more mashed potatoes. I'm like, okay, and we're not sure how many people got coming, and back and forth. And I'm like, well, I'll figure it out. So I get up there and get to Costco about 10 minutes before they open. And it looks like the door's already open. I'm like, what the hell? So I go in and go, oh yeah, we opened at 9 today because of the holiday. And I'm like, the fuck, I just looked at your app like literally an hour ago and never said a thing. It still said open at 10, like whatever. So I got in, which actually made it better for me because a lot of people who've been waiting in line already had gotten in, so it cleared it out. So I was able to get in and out of there real quick. Got through, basically found everything I needed, called my wife and said, hey, all they have for potatoes, like already pre-made, are like these giant like 4-pound containers of potatoes. And I don't think we need 4 pounds of potatoes. And we don't have any green bean casserole. How about we do a green bean casserole instead, and we'll just have the small thing of potatoes that we have already. And she agreed that made sense. So I even offered like the macaroni and cheese casserole, the baked macaroni and cheese. And she decided not to because I don't like mac and cheese, and she didn't want it. So I'm like, cool, whatever works. So we got green bean casserole now instead, which is this little aluminum tin, chucked in the oven, heat up, that lasts a little bit before you serve it. So worked out pretty good. As I was heading out, I went through the liquor department. It's all outside store part. It's a separate licensing or whatever the hell the rules are there. So went ahead and went in there. I was hoping, because Costco had a whiskey advent calendar that I saw a bunch of stuff online, and she said they never got any. They still might get some. They're talking like they might, but she hasn't seen it. Doesn't think this lady that they're gonna. So I was like, okay, no big deal. So I looked around a little bit more, and then didn't see it on the shelf, but mentioned I had kind of been looking for some Macallan 18, and she goes, we have it right there on the shelf. And I'm like, oh shit, didn't even see it. I saw the 25 next to it, but I guess I got attracted to 25, not 18. So bought myself a bottle of Macallan 18, which is very expensive drink. It was like $105 a shot on the cruise ship, and I had a shot of it and I liked it, so figured I'd buy a bottle of it, because not something most people are gonna own kind of thing. So I figured it'd be a good chance for me to share it with friends and whatnot when they come around, to give them an experience that they're not getting to experience very often. So went ahead and grabbed a bottle of it. Also grabbed myself some new insulated sweatpants, trying to keep my legs warm in the winter, and grabbed myself some work gloves. And I text my wife, I'm like, hey, just so you know, I bought some Christmas gifts for myself from you, kind of thing. And she's like, what'd you get? And I said, well, I got some gloves, and I got some boots. That's where I got my Calvin 18. Just, I've been looking for it. Didn't think really nothing about it. Went on, and then basically got back home, let her know the dog that I was back home. She said she was just picking the dog up and be there in 5 minutes. So went ahead and put everything away real quick. She got there, dropped the dog off. Dog's getting along fine. Everything's good to go. Everybody's having fun, and basically chilled out for the day. Got a few things done, got some more yard work done, a little more house stuff done, just kind of general needed stuff that happens. So from there, I was waiting for my wife to tell me she was heading home for work, because I was going to leave the two dogs together unattended in the house while I went for my run, so I could watch them on the camera and stuff too. But I didn't want to be very far away in case they didn't get along and started getting a little bit. One of them, not the one that got here today, the one that's been here for a while, has some boundary issues, let's put it that way. She tends to get a little bit rambunctious and she becomes very annoying to dogs very quickly, and Luna doesn't do very well with that. So Luna gets a little bit snippy with her at times, so I didn't want them to get snippy with each other and nobody around. But I thought this would be a good test. If I left them alone for half an hour or so, then maybe tomorrow when I go have Thanksgiving dinner, or lunch, whatever we're calling it, but Thanksgiving meal, they'll be alone for probably, 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. And I was like, well, maybe I can leave them together while I'm gone as a test run. No big deal. Figured as soon as my wife said she's on her way home, takes her less than half an hour to get here, that'd be a good test. And then the big test would be see how they act when my wife comes in, if they behave correctly when she gets back in the house, so they get along. So there hanging out, waiting for her to give me the text saying she's on her way back. And the door opened and she's standing there in the back patio with me. I'm like, what? Shit, I guess that ruined that plan. So tomorrow I'm just gonna separate the dogs out, which is not a big deal. I'll put one back in the master bedroom, then I won't have the run of the living room, and they'll be good. But probably make me feel more comfortable doing that anyway. But I like the idea of them being able to be alone together. So didn't get to experience that test. So once she got there though, I went ahead, talked to her for a couple minutes, went and got my run in, got back, decided she was doing some Thanksgiving prepping for getting the turkey ready and all that kind of fun stuff. And I went ahead and told her, I said, hey, I'm gonna get my run in, went and get my run done, got back, jumped in the shower, and then we decided to do a little pepperoni pizza. There's a deep dish pepperoni pizza. She likes like a double pepperoni. She's a big fan of pepperoni. So it's a pretty good pizza. So we chucked that in the oven. Super simple, super easy, and not overfilling, so it won't be still stuff for tomorrow kind of meal. So worked out well. That was in the oven while I was showering. Got done, got it all cut up, and got the dogs fed again. And then from there, went ahead and watched a little bit of Young Sheldon. I watched a little bit of a TV show called Tex-Mex. Has a dude everybody calls Rabbit. His name's Robert, but he calls him Rabbit, and he passed away just this year. And that show had came out, and I'd been watching season 1, and then I heard he died, and I kind of stopped watching it. So I'm back to watching it now. You can see he's definitely super thin, and I think it was stomach cancer is what got him. But he knew he had cancer when he finished that season, but he had a commitment. He said he was going to do it, so he continued. So good guy, hell of a storyteller. So I enjoy watching his show. Still makes me really sad though when I watch it knowing that he's gone now. So kind of does suck. But after that, headed back outside, chilled out there with the dogs for a little bit, had myself a nice cigar, a little bit cooler weather, and wrapped it up and called it an evening out there. Headed back in, grabbed myself some Doritos that I bought at Costco today for a little late night snack, and watched a little bit of Blue Bloods because I actually watched an episode of Frasier with my wife. So I came a little early. Then I watched an episode of Blue Bloods and wrapped it up and called it a night. So that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.